Hey everybody, back here, and this is going to be version C of solving quadratic equations by factoring. Okay, by factoring out the greatest common factor, or what I called when we did this section, what's the same, what's left over. Like number 3, what's the same between those two terms? 3x and an x minus 6. So now what I did is I took the two terms, and really it's just one big term of things being multiplied. That's being multiplied by that. Now, if I can make any one of these a 0, 0 times whatever will give me 0. So I'm going to write 3x equals 0, and I'm going to write x minus 6 equals 0. And when I do this, I'm going to get x equals 0, and that's a final answer. And when I add 6 to both sides, I'm going to get x equals 6, which is also a final answer, okay? So that's basically the gist of how to do that. How about number 2? I'm going to pull out a 4x, and I'm going to be left with an x plus 4 equals 0. That's going to be 4x equals 0, and x plus 4 equals 0. And when I go and do my normal solving, x equals 0, or subtract my 4's, I'm going to get x equals negative 4. Okay? Now, since we've been doing a few of these, you did see me and the others do some shortcuts. Watch me do some right here. I'll do not a full shortcut, but a little shortcut. Just a little bit, okay? So now, once I get here, I'm going to get 5x equals 0 and x minus 4 equals 0. Well, without doing all the work, 0 times anything is going to be 0. So that x is just going to be a 0. You just got to know that. And this one right here, you want to find something that matches with a negative 4 to make it equal 0. Well, that's going to be a positive 4. Okay, let's do it on number 4. Same thing. I'm going to pull out a 6x. I'm going to get an x plus 5 equals 0. Okay, so that'll give me 6x equals 0 and an x plus 5 equals 0, which means that's going to become a 0, and that's going to become a negative 5 because I want the negative 5 to match with the positive 5, so I can make that say 0. Okay, that's an ugly 0. Let me close that off. Okay, still ugly but passable. Now I'm going to shortcut even more on this one. We're going to major shortcut here. Once I get that, I can just see the two terms. That's going to be 0. That's going to be 3. This one, I'm going to take an 8x, and I'm left with x plus 3. Once I do that, oh, there's my two terms. I can make him 0, and I can make him a negative 3. I just see it at this point, okay? Hopefully you do too. And so this one, because it's C, I'm going to do these pretty quickly. But if you go back to maxtutorials.com, that's M-A-C-S, tutorials.com, you'll see my other ones where I do this nice and slow. But hopefully this is your third time doing this, and you're feeling really comfortable about this shortcut now. Okay? Those are two different terms. The 10x will become a 0, and this will become a negative 5. Maybe in a couple of these, I'll go ahead and do 11 and 12. I'll do that. 12 and x, and that's become an x minus 3. So I'm going to get 0 and a positive 3. This one, I'm going to pull out a 14x, and I'm going to be left with an x plus 4 equals 0. So my answer is going to be 0 and negative 4. Okay, let's go to 11 and 12. Now this one, I'm just going to do it the long way in case I was frustrating you guys by going too quick. 15x, and I'm left with an x minus 3 equals 0. So I'm going to take that factor and make him equal to 0. And I'm going to take that factor and make him equal to 0. Now I'm going to divide each side by 15, and I'm going to get x equals 0. Here I'm going to add 3 to both sides. Boom, die, x equals 3. Okay, so that's the long way. So let's go back to this way. Boom, and I'm going to get an x plus 2. And that's going to turn into a 0, and that's going to turn into a negative 2. And the last two here, I'm going to pull out an 18x, and I'm going to be left with an x minus 4. Okay, so my answer will be 0 and positive 4. And when I do this last one here, I'm going to pull out a 20x, and I'm going to be left with an x plus 4. And that's going to become a 0, and that's going to be a negative 4. All right, everybody. So that's how we do that. That's solving using greatest common factor. I hope this helps you out. Again, go to maxtutorials.com, and anything you need help with algebra, I think I'm going to be able to have something there to help you out. Take care.